And welcome to Startup Hack. Today we are going to talk about raw SQL queries with Entity Framework Core. So let's jump right in. Make sure to check out the link down below because we always provide the code samples that you can pull down and follow along so you can see in our project. Do you want to earn $100,000 a year? Do you want to become a software developer within just 3 months? With our amazing course and awesome tutors, you never have to worry about getting stuck. We help students to learn skills that companies want to hire. We are Startup Hack. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. So let's get started. Alright, let's start with EF Core and SQL Queries. EF7 added support for raw SQL queries returning scalar types. EF8 is taking this is a step further with raw SQL queries that can return any mappable type without having to include in the EF model. You can query unmapped types with the SqlQuery and SqlQueryRaw methods. The SqlQuery method uses string interpolation to parameterize the query, protecting against SQL injection attacks. So here's example of querying returning order summary list. So this will be the SQL sent to the database. So here's example. The type used for the query result can have parameterized constructor. The property names don't need to match the column names in the database, but they do have to match the names of the values in the result set. You can also execute raw SQL queries and return results with views, functions, and stored procedures. Okay, now composing SQL queries with LINQ. An interesting thing about SQL query is that it returns I queryable, which can be further composed with LINQ. You can add a where statement after calling SQL query. So here's example. However, the generated SQL isn't optimal. So here's example. You can see that. Another possibility is to combine an order by statement with a skip and take. So here's example. This would be generated SQL for the previous query. So here's example. In case you are wondering, the performance is similar to LINQ queries using select projections. I ran some benchmarks and didn't notice any significant performance improvement. This feature will be very useful if you are more comfortable with writing SQL or you want to fetch data from views, functions, and stored procedures. Okay, now SQL queries for data modifications. If you want to modify data in the database with SQL, you will typically write a query that doesn't return a result. The SQL query can be an update or delete statement or even a stored procedure call. You can use the execute SQL method to execute this type of query with Entity Framework Core. So here's example. Execute SQL also protects from SQL injection by parameterizing arguments just like SQL query. With EF7 you can write this query with LINQ and the execute update method. There's also execute delete method for deleting records. So thank you for watching this video. EF7 introduced support for raw SQL queries returning scalar values. EF8 will add support for raw SQL queries returning unmapped types with SqlQuery and SqlQueryRaw. I like the direction that EF is going, introducing more flexibility for querying the database. The performance isn't good as a Dapper, unfortunately, but it's close enough that network costs will play the bigger factor. So don't forget to subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for latest updates. To joining our course, you can simply go to our website called startuphack.com. Thank you.